if you suck at chess, it's probably not even your fault because you have been listening to the wrong people. A lot of chess teachers suck, and I will prove that to you because they only tell you some generic things about piece activity, but they keep the secrets from you. There is one simple concept that took me 3 years and countless of thrown away winning games to figure out myself because no one taught it to me. It is what I want to call the difference between a winning advantage and a win condition. My opponent will be an absolutely boring human being and trade all pieces. If you boot up a game of chess, don't try to kill the game of chess. That's so boring. Anyway, he will just blunder a simple tactic. I'll go up a pawn. Now that I have an extra pawn, what do I do? Well, it's a winning advantage, but not a win condition. And let me explain. I will not win or lose the game because of an extra pawn. I will win or lose the game because of a passed pawn. So I will try and make my extra pawn into a passed pawn. And that's exactly how you win the game. Because you'll even see how I blunder infiltration, blunder some pawns, blunder some checks. I will give him everything if I can invest in my win condition. Because when my win condition lands, guess what? I win. Let's go. So, where did all of my elo go, you may wonder? Um, I've been playing like absolute dog water. And I have had this a lot where I just strive for something and I try hard my nuts off to get there. But once I get there, I just stop thinking. I don't know why I feel like why didn't I think this just solves all of his problems? Um I don't know why, but I just stop thinking and I lose my mind and start tilt queuing. And that's exactly what happened. I just lost 3 games in a row because I blundered a tactic, blundered something dumb, and then blundered my rook in one move. I just don't have words for this. And I have that a lot. Uh, the only useful discovery you have on my bishop is if you were to take here and then take and take back. So you can go here, you don't have a threat, I can just take, and exchange my bad bishop for your good bishop. Now that gives me a target, which is fine, but I'll develop first. Um, Probably he's trying to make this work with a rook there, so probably rook c8 is quite tunnel vision-y, but yeah, I thought that was the point. And now the problem is that you can take, and if I cannot take with my knight, I blunder. So this is probably met with takes. And now you see why my queen is quite misplaced. Yeah, that's very true. We are inside of my opening course, which I'm trying to publish. It will take some time, but I already have it for some opening reviews. So after e4, we play with white. So take stakes, entering the exchange variation. I like this line, and this is what I want to call the Lancrete system. My own opening. I dubbed it after myself. Um, so this is exactly what we see. The point, by the way, is so we exchange. He attacks the pawn. We defend it. And now he would love to play this bishop out, but our bishop and queen are taking away both squares. So he develops the knight in order to control g6 because now bishop to g1 is possible. h3. Whoops. So now you still cannot develop the bishop. The best move, and what I advise against it, is e5 But after takes, I mean, let's see, right? E5 takes bishop back. You get into this position, and now you have an IQP, an isolated queen spawn. That's not usually what happens in the Korokam. So it's quite difficult to play with as a Korokam player. And we have the very simple plan of stopping the advancement of the pawn, and if it cannot go forwards, we can attack it and win it. Once we win it, by the way, we get a 2 on 3, a 3 on 2 on the queen side, aka that is our winning advantage, but we don't have a win condition yet. I hope you've been paying attention. We have to push our pawns and try to make a pawn break into a passed pawn. Once we have a passed pawn, now we have a win condition. So that's exactly what I'm trying to teach you. My opponent did play e6. That's a very logical move because you still want to go for this Coro-Kann structure, but you block in your bishop because it cannot go anywhere either way. I think I did play knight to f3, which is the best move. He didn't play e5 while he could. Now we will try and stop it. The most logical moves are these two because you're trying to fight for f4, which is a quite not well known Coro-Kann concept. Usually, your bishop and queen fight together either here. Wow, elite level arrow drawing, cool. Or wow, and elite level color the squares, incredible. Or here to fight for this, so that you can put your bishop here, usually trade it off and get a queen to one of these active squares. That's a very not well known Coro-Kann thing. I think people don't talk about enough, but my opponent goes for a bishop to d6. The actual plan is to put a queen here, fight for that. I don't know if my opponent found that. No, he didn't. The problem is here I deviate. And I told you my queen was misplaced. That is very correct. Here I played bishop out instead of castling, and after my opponent castles, I still have to stop this advancement. He can finally go for this plan. And now my queen has to go here. Again, just pressuring these two very important squares. And he should move the knight to still try and play e5, but that's very not human to find because you had the chance to play e5 and you didn't. And now you should fight for e5. And this, by the way, looks a lot like a semi-Slav if this was a pawn and this knight was there. That would actually be a semi-Slav position. So that's why I play the semi-Slav. That's why I point that out. I love my repertoire, and Caro-Kann, semi-Slav look like each other with white. It it's different, but I still love it. And now the bishop goes here. Actually, there's no other way to go. We cannot do this. Going here is okay, but he can just attack us and use this. Like if we put a bishop on g5, f6 is played. Maybe not now because we can take with a check, but I should calculate it. But he can try to prepare f6 with a tempo on our bishop, then play e5 supported by pawn. That's not what we want. So bishop actually goes to e3. We cannot stop e5 now, so we take, move our bishop back like we saw in the other variation. And we already are doing a very good job monitoring the advancement of this pawn. Our knight will probably go to b3 to stop its advancement. Our rooks will probably double on the d file. I have a bit of a sample line. He defends his weak pawn. We develop the knight. Okay, here it stops already, but if you know the plans of this opening, it's just stop this pawn, attack this pawn, win this pawn. Once you win this pawn, go for a majority attack on the queen side. I will see if I have a sample line somewhere. So rook to e8 is also a move we just developed. Now we didn't stop e5, we couldn't. Take, bishop back, always the same. Bishop goes here, and we kind of transpose, except the rook is here, but it looks quite the same. Now we will actually attack the bishop. He cannot do anything. He should just attack it, which doesn't make sense because we wanted to take anyway. If he takes, that is a very weak pawn on a very strong file for us, so that's also not a good option. Our knight will rotate here, stopping both advancements, and we will just pressure the weakness, so he has to take with the rook because this weakness is a bit more difficult to attack. Very not human to find, in my opinion, so as long as black's move are not human to find, we are doing great. Bishop now pins the pawn to the rook so that it cannot advance. He has to defend the pawn. We can just stop its advancement again. And now, I mean, he has to block the pin, which is quite depressing to do. We can just attack the rook. Rook has to move, attack the queen now. And I mean, seeing this whole sequence is maybe difficult, but move by move, it's just blocking the pawn, attacking a rook. Now you have this fork, which just wins the bishops. And after now, take, that's a free pawn. This is just a very easy tactical sequence where you would think, why memorize all of this? But I mean, the best move is knight to c4. That is difficult to find. And if he finds, we just blockade the pawn with an attack. This is a fork. And now you have to see that that's attacked and this is attacked. So this is defended twice. This is defended and attacked once. So the queen is overloaded. That's an overload tactic. So we have takes. You cannot take with the queen because we would take. You cannot take this because we can take the queen. So you are forced to do this. Now the queen is defending this and that. So we cannot take because you would take our queen. We take a bishop. If the king was here, that would be a royal fork. Maybe it would work. But I mean, if my grandma had wheels, it was a bicycle. So we have to take this to lure the queen on the wrong square, take the c4 pawn here. My line stops. We have the bishop for knight advantage, first of all. Activity a bit better for us. And we have our extra pawn on the queen side. So that's again the concept of we have a winning advantage, but not a win condition. We have to make this a win condition. And we do that by pushing our pawns and trading these two for these two. Now we have a passed pawn. He will probably have to sack his knight for the pawn. Now we are up a piece. Use your extra piece to win another pawn because it's impossible to defend if you're down a piece. So win a pawn once you have won a pawn. I mean, again, we have a 3-on-2, so push, trade off for a passed pawn. Now that we have a passed pawn, he will have to sacrifice a rook for it. And then we have an extra pawn and a bishop. So our win condition is probably to just checkmate the man. So I mean, only two win conditions, either passed pawns or checkmate attacks. So now we have a winning advantage. Make it a win condition. He'll have to sack the piece, extra piece, go for a winning advantage, create your winning advantage into a win condition. He will have to sack the rook for the win condition. Then we are up a bishop and a rook. Being up a bishop and a rook is a win condition on its own because it's possible to checkmate a king. If that was instructive in any way or form and you like my refreshing ideas, because I'm quite mad I never heard this before, except this is like very easy. By the way, he also have to I mean, he has to be careful for tactics. Going up the exchange again is a winning advantage, not a win condition. How you win up the exchange is again hunt for pawns or checkmate. If you're up a pawn, make it a pass pawn. It's always the same, but no one teaches you this. That's why you're here. So if this is instructive in any way or form, subscribe. Don't miss out on this free tips. You're kind of 50 minutes into this video, so you probably like me a lot. So let's go back. It doesn't work yet because I can take with knights, but oh, that's also a move. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I just didn't think at all. So take is a bad move. Take is probably my only line that makes a bit of sense. But then he exchanged my good bishop for quite a horrendous knight. Um, but I do get some central control. So it isn't the worst thing in the world. It's just quite bad and something I shouldn't blunder because I used to blunder that when I was 1600. But I like to think that I have brains, but then I just completely not think about things like that and blunder uh, everything constantly and be tilted the entirety of the game, and then I just lose via this and that, for example. I just lose my mind and the game constantly. Um, yeah, I'm quite tilted if you didn't notice. So I think I have to go here because I still want to rotate my knight in and don't trap my bishop. So probably this is forced. I could kick your bishop. Um, I don't know. I'm playing horrendously. It's incredible. I always say new day. Now I don't tilt because it's a new day, and then I just start losing games and tilting. It's incredible. So yeah, I probably just have to start an attack, maybe even launch this. That doesn't look incredibly dumb. It does weaken my king, but as long as I can just keep the center shut. And the center is shut, so I can probably get away with this. That might not be stupid. Take. I don't want to trade all of these pieces, man. But I mean, I have to, I guess. Now you'll take. And then I'll reinforce my knights, and you'll probably take because you are scared and hate chess. I don't know why, but I see this tendency where people are so trade happy. They just want to kill the game constantly, and it's annoying me so badly. Like, it's incredible. Like, actually, I get annoyed easily by people that just trade pieces, trade pieces, trade pieces. Like, it's so boring, man. Like, see, he just wants to trade pieces. That's the only thing in his brain that minds. And it's so boring, man. I could sack a knight, take a pawn, you take, I take, and I just sack the pawn for no reason. So, mm, I really wish I could make something work. But I guess I'll just have to do this. Like, see this man do these boring types of things. I am sure he will go for the most boring queen trades. Like, people hate chess at this level. It's incredible. And I get so incredibly bored. Okay, I mean, it's still boring as hell. And are you trending this? I mean, yeah, probably. Like, see, one move blunder. I want to trade. I want that. Like, this is so boring, man. So let's move so that this doesn't come with a tempo and I'm attacking this. So this is met with probably something like that with a lot of pressure here. Or just takes, but then takes with the rook and that's defended. Hmm. Probably this. I don't want to trade more pieces. It's already boring enough. Uh, what is this boring crap? So he wants to do this, but then I could take, you have to take, and then I win a pawn, so I don't care. But like constant one move threat constantly, and only trading pieces. Like I can't. What is that? Like I can take. You have to take. Then I take. You have to take. I take. I just win a pawn. Your structure is absolute horse. That why? Why did you kill the game like this? I want to play a fun, exciting game of chess. This guy just wants to kill. You, by the way, have to defend it like this, otherwise I get in. But I mean, we're up a pawn now, and we control the only... Oh, okay, so if I do this, you get in here, so let's double up. He will probably trade rooks, because he knows that theoretically speaking, it's a draw when there's only one pair of... I mean, yeah, but try to hold it, little bro. So you have to defend this, but this, that. Yeah, good boy. So I could attack, you will push. I can attack, you will push. And I mean, your king is quite depressed. Or I just bring my king and argue that you cannot do anything. No, I feel like this is more important. I have to shut out your king first. Then I have to try to get in with my king, which isn't the easiest thing in the world. But I mean, there's a path for now. And if I get my king active, I can trade rooks, win this, push the pawn, and yeah, that's logical. But the point was not really to go after your pawns, it was to shut your king off. Yeah, good boy. So now that we achieved this, your king cannot come up. You have to defend like a good boy. And now you can absolutely do nothing. If this I can just... then you get in. Mm, yeah. Here, like that. If I do this, you get in. I take, you take with a check. I go here, you take this. It should be easy. But it might not be. Do I have to control that first? But if I control that with a pawn here, how do I get in? Maybe rotating over here is the point that I get active in here. Yeah, that's not stupid. Um, this is too late. God damn it. I needed that. Here, there, force this, but then you can come up. I needed that. I'm too late. If I did this plan first so that I kill all of your play, I would be chilling. So if I do this, you come up. I could give this check so that if takes, I can take. Now I have split it your pawn structure, and your king is in the middle of nowhere. This, that, attack. You have no infiltration except this. I can take. I mean, you still cannot leave, can you? So if I just take the open file so that you cannot, what do you even try to do? I take the open file, you can try to shuffle, but there's nothing. You cannot run in because I have this. If you take the open file after, I just make sure you don't have infiltration, put my rook here, kick your king out. Yeah, I think taking the open file is the crucial move. I'm glad I thought about that quite long. So I keep this pressure and the pin. The only way to... Oh, that's your plan. Yeah, but now I can get in. That was my point. As long as you're not on the open file, I don't think I really care. Like, my king will get active way faster. You cannot go here because of check, by the way. Like, there's no points in your king activation. Yes, okay. If you have to do this, I'll take and win the king and pawn endgame. That's completely winning. I will snack on these two, push that. That's a winning king and pawn endgame. If I know anything about endgames. So that's not a plan. If you do this, I attack your rook. You have to either leave and I'll be able to take, or you have to challenge me. I win a pawn and you infiltrate, but I will take because I'm confident in my abilities to win that endgame. King here, your king is here. I do this, you get there. I take, you can defend though. Oh, but I can get in here. Yeah. Oh, I would kill for this rook trade. Okay, but if you have to do this, I'll get at least a check and take. So, and if you go for this, I can take, and then this becomes a big threat, and that wins because it's a winning king and pawn endgame, and I will get a passed pawn. Yeah, that's logical. So I have check, move, take. Every check can be blocked, and then I can just take the pawns. Check. This doesn't make sense. I'll take this. Win a couple of these pawns. You could check me. I can always block. By the way, I think you had to go forwards. Okay, takes might be a bit annoying. Take, you get in. Okay, that's fair. That is annoying. Check. You move. Take. Do I have a threat if you infiltrate? Here, you infiltrate. I just give a random check. I mean, I have a passed pawn that's incredibly strong. There's no way this is not winning. You can go here. Oh. Um. I think I just have to push my passed pawn. Oh, you get check. I didn't even think about that. But I can just go back. Yeah. I think you cannot survive. You can have a pawn or two. I'm still up 2 pawns. If you take and take, my pawn is stronger. And I can win this one. Ew, that's a strong pawn to win though. Yeah, maybe I cannot allow that. Then you'll take, I'll go here. Because this shields my king. Oh god damn. I have to keep defending this. Oh, after takes, am I losing? No, I can move my king. I can move my king. I'm not forced to take your rook. Wow. My heart. Now I can push. You go here, I take. Okay, you should have taken with the rook with the chance that I take back. Now you should be losing again. Wow. I had a panic attack for a second. I thought I was forced to take that. I'm not forced to take. Yeah, this will be quite a quick recording. Here. Um, if I go like this, yeah, I think I have to go like that first so that your king cannot come closer. If your king comes close, so I have a check. If you do this, that is not fast enough. So now you can go for that, but I can just take. That is not a dumb move. Take check here so that I can block any check that comes in. If I do this, that is too scary, so I have to do that. You'll check, I can get in. Maybe this holds now. But I can kick your king. I mean, keep it out. Yeah, so I have this. See, why do I try and do this too quickly? If you go here. Do I have that move? Takes is takes, and if takes, I have takes. So I think this, that, check, block, take, and even after it takes, you are more active. There's no way. Here, check. And I have to block, and after takes. Here, yeah, probably you're even winning. And if I do this, you'll check here, check here. If I check, you take. I have to be careful not to get mated. If I do this, check here, check, move, back. Maybe defending from the sides. I don't know. Check here, check. I can go here. If you go back, I can try and kick you. And if you move like this, I can go there. If you. Oh, damn it. Okay, so I have to be more active. Take, go here. And my king is more active though. This, that. Yeah, okay, I think I'm still winning, but I'm very curious for the end game analysis. I mean, I'm not incredibly sure that I'm winning, but I think I'm still winning because I can keep shielding your king out until I get to your pawns. If you do this, I take, you get closer, I take, you do this, I can just go, but I still have to be careful. So maybe I should trade instead. Here, take, and you still can't. So if I can take, okay, so take, take, and I just have an outside, I haven't passed pawn, right? Takes. Yes. And I might be able to do this, that, and you have to win this pawn still. If I go for this, I can shoulder your king, right? I think this is already winning. Should have thought about that way longer, by the way. Now I have that. If you get closer here. This, you have to go here. I can do that. Where do you move? Backwards? I can take, you take, I shield your king. Okay, I'm winning. If this take come closer here, I can always push. Yeah, that's a nice move. So now you have to go like this. I can, by the way, push my pawn. Oh yeah, that's way cleaner. So I have to go here. I can take, you have to go there, and I just have two passed pawns. Okay. Wow, that was way too close. I could have done other things probably. Yeah, let's just push. Um, maybe I shouldn't have done that quickly. Take as a draw, by the way, fun fact. But this should be winning. Take as a draw. Push. Queen. And I just have to get the pawn. Yeah, my king attacks the pawn. That is clutch. If my king didn't attack the pawn, I'm not too confident that this is winning. Like a move like that, I can just take. The only move to defend the pawn and to be able to push it is this, but then I have check and take. So low-key not too good of a game, I think. I think I have a lot of misses. Oh, I have a blunder and a mistake. It's a fine game apparently, but yes, we played against the Caro-Kann. I played the Concrete System, which is one of my favorite openings. We do play it fine, but not to the best, and that's a bad move, yeah. In a lot of positions, I castle, put my queen on e2 with a rook on e1. I have no clue why I tunnel visioned on this. That was absolutely horrible. Yeah, then that was absolutely horrible. Apparently you could do here, there. Taking is bad, I thought. This knight is so weak. You can attack the pawn, go here, and you just live in this outpost forever. I mean, not an outpost, but I have to move the rook, move my king, move the rook again. Fair enough, that was quite bad. Didn't calculate anything there. That was horrible. Castles, get my knight in, and here that's horrible. I have to just swallow my pride and do the normal thing, except I just blunder this, have to do that, take. Now it's an equal game. My opponent is absolutely boring. I have to block my knights. That's not findable. My opponent still wants to trade everything, which is incredibly boring, but that was a bad move. I should have taken with the pawn. I mean, I don't care. Again, he's just thinking about trading everything. That's absolutely boring. This is the best move, just trying to put some pressure, get my rooks over, pressure that. He again only wants to trade, which is absolutely boring, man. But I mean, the engine wants to do this and me that with. Just go back. He will take, that's a weakness. You have to defend the weakness, and I still win the pawn. What about push? I win that. Oh, that just loses the pawn even. Yeah, my opponent is so tunnel visioned that it's so boring. I cannot explain this move. This move just tries to trade for the sake of trading. It's so boring. This is a great move. I like that a lot. Yeah, so I just allowed this, which is absolutely horrendous because you have a checkmating threat. You have to defend. That's a fork. If you defend like this, I can take, and checkmate. So you have to run into a fork. I didn't see that. I should have considered it. That's horrible. So take. This is fine. Bringing the rook is the best move. That's the best move. Just cutting the king, going for the weaknesses. This is fine. That is fine. This is annoying. And yeah, I should have thought about this. Yeah, indeed, it just forces his weakness because it's too strong. If you go for this, I can get my pawn up. Now that's not a problem, and this is not a problem. And if you really tunnel vision on this, maybe there's something there, but I don't think so. The engine doesn't think so as well. So I take the foul, which is nice. We push. This is the best move. That is fine. Apparently, I blunder a draw very far into the game. Check, you go back. I take a pawn. This is absolutely winning. This is fine. That's the best move. Check is the best move. I mean, yeah. Push. That's a good move. Take it, yeah. So you have to do this because I cannot take this. Blunder is a loss, which is incredible. But I'm not forced to take because my rook is actually defended, and this is still an awesome position. You do have this annoying move, but I could win this if I really am scared. Then I could just try and make a bridge, push the pawn, make a bridge. That should be very winning. We go for this. Take, check, best move. This is the blunder. Great move, and yes, taking is bad. If you leave it like this, it's a draw. Now you take. Difference being that you will win that. So if I take, I lose? No, I don't lose, but it's quite close. Take. Does this lose? That loses. Incredible. So I have to go here if you go for that. That's a mistake. Because after it takes, I have this, and then I have an outside passed pawn after it takes. Wow. So in this position, you have to go like that. I can get in. You have to go back. I could take this. Is this losing? No. It's a draw. I can do this with a check. Here. Oh, push. Yeah. I mean, I cannot stop your march. queen, queen, check. I mean, if you just blunder a queen trade, by the way, this blunders to that. If you blunder a queen trade somehow, I should be winning. I'm thinking about how do you blunder a queen trade though. Let's say this. Yeah, so here take, take, and I'm winning. So you have to keep shuffling without blundering a queen trade, which is quite hard to do. But I mean, yeah, I guess I blundered a draw here, which is incredible. But he takes, takes, best move. This is fine. Takes, takes, takes. Here, push. Here, that's an inaccuracy. Best move. If I take... Yeah, this is a draw. If I go for this, you go for my pawn. I cannot defend. I don't have another king move that makes sense. If I do this, you still go for my pawn. If I do that, I just get shouldered. If I do this, I get shouldered again. My king is not escaping this. And if I do this, you can go in front and this never works as well. You just go into the corner. And this is again just losing. I have to do this. You could shuffle, get in the corner. That's a stalemate. So I have to go. You have to attack. I can go back. And this is just a draw. That's stalemate. That's incredible. So there were drawing chances for my opponent. Especially when he didn't trade rooks. I kind of want to go back to that point. So what if you just play a normal move? I wait. You make a pawn break. I take, take. Make sure you don't have moves anymore. Can you take now? You can, because take, take, and... Oh, and this gets into these types of positions. You counterattack, I defend. Take, attack. Is this losing? No, it's still a draw. And we will both queen. Queen, queen. Check. Move, and there's nothing here. Check, and I just trade queens and it's done. God damn, I just draw by one move. And does it matter if I, for example, move this once? Maybe that's even losing because you can waste a move now. What do I... Oh, I can always shuffle my rook. Yeah, that's the best move. That's cool. Now you have to make a move again. You can't move the king, you cannot move your rook, so you have to trade, and this is winning. You can shoulder me out. And then you have to go here, I get in, you go here. Yeah, and I can just get in and snack on everything. If you try to attack, I go here, you try and attack, and the difference between these two pawns being here and not there is that I now can defend. And that's the winning sequence. I shouldn't push that too. I cannot push that 2 pawns because I still have to defend the 1 pawn with the king while defending this. That's hard to see in an endgame because in a lot of situations you want your pawn to be a bit further up the board so that it's closer to queening, but actually if the pawn is here I have to defend it via this square while your king is here, so you can attack my pawn and I cannot actually defend it anymore. So I'm a move closer to making a queen, but I cannot defend this and you're actually faster. I mean, you're as fast. That's incredible. I hope you learned a lot. I did for sure. So subscribe if you don't want to miss out on these, and I will see you in the next one.